Okay, number 6. Before we start, I need to ask you to please um, draw a line through that and write miles traveled. So that is wrong. It should say amount. Now let's read it. The graph below shows the relationship between the number of, oh, look at that. That says the number of dollars. No. Shows between, that should say number of miles traveled and the number of minutes worked. So make sure you correct that. Now, let's read it again. The graph below shows the relationship between the number of miles traveled and the number of minutes worked. So this is the number of miles traveled, and this is the time worked in minutes. Okay? Now it says, what does the slope of the graph represent? So we know that the change in y over the change in x is the same thing as whatever the y-axis says per x-axis. So the miles traveled per minute of time that was worked, and the time being measured in minutes. So miles traveled per minute is the answer. So which represents slope? Number of minutes traveled to bike? No. The amount of miles traveled per minute? Maybe. The amount of miles traveled after 40 minutes? Well, no, it should be per minute, not after 40, because it stops at 40, so that doesn't make sense. The number of minutes it takes to travel each mile. Remember, the y would go first. So even though this said each, which is the same thing as saying per, it said x first, and it needs to say y first. So the answer is B as in boy. And I'm going to take a picture of this and show the corrections that need to be made so that there is no confusion. Thank you. Moving on to number 7.